giving us the blame, and I think you live very close to something called the biggest urban forest, man-made urban forest of Pakistan, where more than 200,000 trees have been planted. And you're one of those. Yeah, so you're one of those who are benefiting from those trees, and they are for the generations to come. I think the average age of that tree is more than 300 to 400 years. So we are playing, obviously, our part. In every development, we're bringing in two concepts. In our architecture, we are bringing in biophilic architecture, which is very close to nature. And as far as the lifestyle, which we want to introduce within our developments, is the wellness-centric lifestyle. But the main topic is the climate change, and the issue is, as Lord Shaffaq rightly pointed out, is the water. I heard someone saying, Agora saying in our TV channel, Pani Pakistan. And I remember that individual quoting something. He said Pakistanis were at the forefront of humanity. He was actually referring to the Indus Valley. Indus Valley is one of the best planning, and it was around water as well. Unfortunately, in Pakistan, what we lack is seriously lack, and I think we have a lot of people here, documenting this, that we need to plan better. I come from a sector which is called real estate, but real estate in particular in Pakistan, what they think of real estate is like property management, etc., which is not. It is the real estate meaning is urban planning. It is like how we develop buildings on the planet Earth. When we talk about urban planning, the relative term in urban planning is 25 years. That's the minimum. That's how you start planning. You start from 25 years for the next hundreds of years. And if I ask you a question, whether someone in Islamabad, in the bureaucratic circles, know about the next 5 years of Islamabad, like what Islamabad is going to look like in the next 5 years' time. And now that's where the problem is. We need to plan better. And then, of course, when we have a plan, which is for all the cities and the districts of Pakistan, I'm talking about more than 150 districts of Pakistan, and overall for Pakistan, for next 50 to 100 years, that would include the water scarcity and the other climate-related issues. So yes, I think we all have to start. The Youth Parliament, obviously you're doing your work. You've started this discourse. I've heard Ms. Romina, who is the advisor to the Prime Minister, talking about this as well. Ibrar Saab, he's obviously very actively working on these initiatives. So I wish you all the best. And at the same time, as someone who is there in Pakistan, who is obviously working in the business sector, we will support the initiative fully. And I'm really grateful from Lord Shafiq's side, because people sitting outside Pakistan, advocating Pakistan, especially at such forums where they can have some meaningful results as well, that's great to know, and obviously that's something which we should all be grateful to, sir. Thank you very much, Lord Shafiq.
I'm just going to hand over to one of our younger,
for giving us the visit as well, the tour of the Lords, House of Lords, and for your hospitality today.
Thank you.
So thank you. The discussion is about Pakistan, and I'm an overseas Pakistani. I've been in Pakistan for 9 years. And lately we've been hearing this, that it gets worse before it gets better. This phrase, nowadays, that's what we hear most of the time in Pakistan, and we all hope that, we're over it. But let me share my experience with you, the first-hand knowledge. I'm just coming from Pakistan. I'm an optimist, but I'm a believer that Pakistan has got no choice but to grow now. The time has come. and there is going to be change and there is going to be transformation, not just one sector which we talked about, which is very critical, obviously, climate change, but almost every sector of Pakistan, be it Pakistan's economy or any other sectors. We work in a sector which is real estate and tourism and now technology as well. The change and the transformation and the growth, this is what we are expecting in Pakistan. How can we achieve it? Now that's the bigger question. And I always advocated it very passionately over the years that overseas Pakistanis can play a vital role. Overseas Pakistanis have got the right experience, global exposure. Most importantly, what they have is the belief that the good can be done, the change can happen. The problem we have in Pakistan is that not many people believe in the change. Not many people believe in this thought that behtar ho sakta hai kuch. But the overseas Pakistani, I believe they have the belief and they have what it takes, the hard work and the motivation. So, जैसे इकबाल ने कहा कि यकीन मोहकम अमल पहम मोहब्बत फातह आलम. I think in Pakistan, and in not just in Pakistan, in any country, the future is about the global competition. It's about the globe now, be it climate change or any other sector. So, my 2 cents, and I'll urge every overseas Pakistani through this forum to contribute. You know, you have to be part of the change you want to see in Pakistan. And we can accelerate the change. And anyone, any overseas Pakistani, be it from UK or from any other country, if they want to come to Pakistan and join the process of change, we'll be there to support. Thank you very much indeed, and thank you very much, sir, once again, for having us here today, and for your recognition as well. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, in unwavering...
Oh, no, I'm asking a question. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Ann Rahmani, and I'm a Pakistani American. I believe that water is not just life, it is justice, and protecting it is not optional. It's our moral and collective responsibility. So my one question is, what opportunities do you see for diaspora youth to engage in UK policymaking on water diplomacy and climate justice, given that the diaspora has a lived experience and connections to the frontline communities abroad? Thank you.
Oh, hang on. Clearly, I can only speak about the United Kingdom. I can't speak about America. You have a unique situation over there about policy making that's way beyond our. We might be the oldest democracy, but you have the most unstable. And he's due to visit here soon, so yeah, we might have to sit and listen to him like we listened to President Macron yesterday. Look, I think our own lived experiences always shape what we think and feel, and as I said earlier, we're fortunate to live in the West here, that we have, like I said, you've got about 900 days of water. I haven't checked what we've got, actually, United Kingdom out to. So we have infrastructure that was put in place many, many years ago, like Shafiq said. You know, the region I'm from, Yorkshire, we have a series of dams on the Pennines in between Sheffield and Manchester. That basically that water, we store it up there and then let it flow down as we need it. So that infrastructure didn't happen overnight, but it's about planning. And Shafiq Saab's right, it is about planning. But it is also, for us young people, we need to push. You know, you talked about tree cover. Yes, Islamabad has a lot of tree cover, but you just go around the corner to Rawalpindi, and how much tree cover does that have? And the differences that you will notice. I'm from Sheffield, like I said earlier. I can tell the difference in the heat between Sheffield, where there's lots of trees, and when I come to London, because of the heat that we generate from the construction, yeah? So I think the challenge for the construction industry, not just in Pakistan but elsewhere, is to how do you become more sustainable? How do you stop the temperature being amplified, which is what normally happens when we use concrete in particular. So the concrete stores wherever's outside. If it's cold outside, it'll be still cold even colder inside. And similarly, once it's hot in Pakistan, we've seen this I won't say modern, this way of construction. And you're right, Shafiq Saab, that, Mohenjo-Daro and the Indus Valley showed us, 1,000 years ago, what we, as a group of people from that region, the build. So we need to go back to using those materials that are more sustainable locally. One of the things you mentioned about Kashmir, I remember many ponds, whatever we call them in our mother tongue, those ponds existed for both washing and animals. And unfortunately, over many years, those ponds have disappeared. People have started to build on those. And I think one of the things we can do is reinstate some of those ponds, or if not, introduce more. And there are individuals I've seen on the internet that are making these ponds. Again, it stops, it holds back water. We have something in Yorkshire called leaky dams, which is naturally dams where we use wood and other natural materials that just hold back the water and let it leak down slowly, rather than this flash flooding. We've had flooding in Yorkshire, we've had it in Sheffield, but also we've seen it recently where tragically that family, I think it was, whether it was Sialkot or elsewhere, that got caught in a flash flood. And one of the ways we can deal with that is to stop water from coming down uncontrolled. And like you say, that's where we need the infrastructure. I am mindful that we're about to be removed from this room because, yes, do you want to add? Yep. Yeah. We'll take a couple of questions from the press shortly.
Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I just thought I'd introduce myself. So my name is Noura. I'm a young delegate for the organization. I just want to, just before you wrap up, I think I should just add that water is extremely precious. It's my tummy rumbling, it's lunchtime, I'm so sorry. Okay, water is really precious. And we take it for granted. We all need to be mindful, especially, the youth, not only the youth, it doesn't need to be age registered. Age is unlimited, and we take water for granted. We need to be mindful in everyday daily usage when we use water to respect it. It's not unlimited. Back to you. Thank you.
Final, any questions from you guys in the room? Okay, you are going to be here. We've had some technical issues with the visa process. Unfortunately, you should have arrived in the United Kingdom yesterday. However, it doesn't matter. We've kept to the schedule here because it's important for me that young people are the driving force behind change in Pakistan. You make up the vast majority of the population, and if you are going to get change, then it has to be driven by young people, because you are better educated, more socially connected than my generation of Pakistanis. And if we are to take on the challenges, there's many that Akbar Saab and others will have spoken about today, whether it is around water, whether it is around the extreme temperatures that we've had in Pakistan, and we will continue to have. Pakistan is one of the hottest places on earth. However, we also have an issue of water, where we have too much sometimes, like we had in 2022, and recently in some provinces of Pakistan, or sometimes we have not enough. And the point I really want to make today, I don't want to go over all the challenges. I've got a big list, but I'm not going to go through this list. I'm going to concentrate on the issue of water, because I think it's really important. And I think Abrarul Haq spoke around this issue, that water is a human right. And when India, during the recent conflict, decided to suspend, or at least announce their intention to suspend the Indus Water Treaty, we raised this issue in the House of Lords. My colleague Lindsay Northover, she raised it, and I followed it up by a specific question to the government minister here, Lord Collins, around the Indus Water Treaty, and his words were, water is a human right. And I'm happy to let colleagues both in this room but also online know that on the 17th, which is soon in July, it's a Thursday, in the Grand Committee there is going to be a debate around Pakistan, India, Kashmir and the Indus Water Treaty. My colleague Lord Qurban Hussain will be leading on that. We've already got speakers. I'm down to speak to that. I'll be encouraging some of my non-South Asian colleagues to also participate in it. I think it's really important that we do that. But I think the message for Pakistan is, regardless of what India does or doesn't do with the Indus Water Treaty, you as a nation have always been water stressed, right? And therefore, put that Indus Water Treaty to one side. My plea to both the political establishment and the military establishment is that this has to be a strategic priority. So just as the issue of Kashmir, doesn't matter who's in charge, whether it's the military in terms of generals or the political parties, you're all on the same page when it comes to Kashmir. You are all on the same page when it comes to the relationship with China. It doesn't really matter which party is in charge. The relationship is a strategic one, and that stays. And thirdly, the nuclear deterrence, as it's known as, there is no change. And I would like the political and the military leadership now of Pakistan to put water as the fourth strategic priority for this nation. Because I don't know how many people know, but Pakistan only has 30 days of fresh water storage capacity. 30. Its neighbour, India, has 220. Egypt, which in essence is in a desert, has over 1,000. So the challenge for me will be, how many dams have we completed? Pakistan as a nation, how many dams have you completed in the last 40 years? Don't say started construction, completed. And I think by the reaction in this room and I suspect online, you will know the answer. Not many at all. When was the last time you desilted Mangla, which is quite close to me from where I'm from, in Chakswari, Azad Kashmir? When did you last desilt Mangla or Tarbela? When was the last time we started a serious process in Pakistan of reforming our agricultural policy, so therefore we start to grow less water consumption crops rather than those such as sugar and cotton that take up so much water? And I am going to address the elephant in the room. When are we going to build dams further south in Pakistan? Around Sindh, around Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Because what happens is, yes, we have dams in Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan and north in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. But what happens when the River Kabul joins the River Indus? After that, it destroys much of Pakistan. And I think it's high time that the military leadership and the political leadership of all colours come together and say water is a strategic priority and we can no longer argue over it. I'm happy to speak to whoever. I have already spoken to people privately. I am doing it today in front of you guys publicly, that this has to be a priority, and I'm happy to encourage, because as a critical friend of Pakistan, that's what we see ourselves here in the UK Parliament. There's no point just saying, as I say in Urdu, सब कुछ अच्छा है. असली दोस्त वो होता है जो कहता है कि जब कुछ चीज़ हमारे लिए नुकसान की है, तो we should have the courage. हम पे हिम्मत होनी चाहिए that we are there to pull up, not to say this party is wrong and that party is wrong. I am no member of any political party, and some of you, particularly the press that sat here, will know in your interactions with me, I will speak truth to power, and I think it's high time that water is a strategic priority, and I hope the young people present both in this room but also more importantly in Pakistan, Islamabad, that they start to also push for water to be a priority for Pakistan, because without water there will be no Pakistan, there will be no survival. When you have 30 days of water, and if you get into a war with your neighbour, they will know that that is your weakness, and one way of dealing with that is to increase water storage, build those new dams that have been in the pipeline, that are strategically there, technically possible. There is nothing stopping it other than provinces arguing with each other about water storage. And I would say, look, some of those provinces like Sindh and Balochistan have to have justice when it comes to water. It cannot be just Punjab that gets the water. You also have to have equality for water, and I think it's more important that you win over trust of the people of Balochistan and Sindh, because I know, speaking to people, the struggles that the people of Karachi have in terms of paying for water. We have challenges here in this country. I come from Yorkshire. I don't know how many of you are aware, but we've got a hosepipe ban at the moment. So we're having to control the water that in this country that constantly rains. So we also have challenges in this country with climate change, but Pakistan is going to be severely affected. And I just want to say the final thing, that the UK has always been a generous donor when it comes to Pakistan for economic development aid. There are challenges now with that budget because of the shift towards defence, but I can tell you now, having spoken to the Minister in this very room, a number of colleagues, that the priority of this government is going to be health and environment. Therefore, this conference is timely, and that's why I wanted to exclusively just invite young people to be able to come and speak about the environment, because that's what the government's priority will be. Although I did say to the Minister that if health is priority, then water, given the situation in Pakistan, the access to clean water is the problem that causes health issues with so many people on kidney dialysis. So I think we should carry on championing the environment, and I want to thank Ubaid in particular for his work and all the others. And once again, Shafiq Sir, welcome to the UK Parliament. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we are moving conference all in this boardroom together.
Thank you. I just want to read out what the certificate says before I present it. So it says, House of Lords Awards of Recognition, Mr. Shafiq Akbar. In acknowledgement of his exemplary leadership and distinguished contributions to real estate innovation, economic empowerment and inclusive development. This award is conferred upon Mr. Akbar, Chairman of the IMARAT Group. His visionary stewardship has not only transformed Pakistan's real estate and economic landscape, but it's also positioned him as a pioneering voice in the global discourse of sustainable development and technological achievement. From his international engagements in the United Kingdom to his national influence in Pakistan, Mr. Akbar has demonstrated a profound commitment to public service, to enterprise, through initiatives led by IMARAT Group and the Iqbal Institute of Policy Studies. He has empowered thousands, championed industry digitization, and cultivated impactful territorial dialogue amongst governments, academic institutions and civic society. This recognition celebrates his endeavour, role as a cultural envoy and economic diplomat, a builder of bridges between nations, a facilitator of international parliamentary cooperation, a visionary dedicated to public good and transformational progress. And it says the ceremony that was held in the UK Parliament on Wednesday, the 9th of July 2025. Profound regards, Lord Shaffaq, Mohammed of Tinsley. So this is mine for you. But just as importantly, I have another gift. I know it's customary to give shields and everything, but I think this is more important. This is quite a unique portrait. There's only a few of these available, and I thought it important that I give him a gift that every time he's in his office in Pakistan, when he looks at the winter view of the houses of Palace of Westminster. So Shafiq Sahab, I hope both the certificate of your achievement and also this portrait will be on your wall and a reminder of our great session here today. I think once we finish this, we've not got much time, but we're happy to take any questions. Ubaid, back to you because you're chairing.
Thank you very much.
So, I think